everybody, hopefully all of you are doing well. I get some questions sometimes about how I clean chicken or just a brief way of how to clean chicken. Let's get into it. This is a how-to video. Alright, so we're going to start by pouring our white vinegar and salt into separate containers so we don't touch our regular containers. And I'm starting with white vinegar, 2 or 3 tablespoons. You can also use apple cider vinegar or lemon if you want to. And I'm using a few tablespoons of regular salt. This is one of the main reasons why I keep table salt in the house, actually, is to help me clean chicken. And sometimes I use kosher salt if I'm just going to let the salt sit on the chicken for about 10 or 15 minutes. But in this case, we're going to give it a nice bath. And I'm using thighs because they are my least favorite parts of the chicken. But to me, they feel awful. They feel absolutely awful, slippery, and slimy. And you may ask, Carolyn, what are you cleaning? I don't do that. Well, let me show you in a few minutes here what I'm exactly trying to pull off. Right up under the skin of a thigh, there is this particular slime. See that? That's what I'm after. I'm trying to get all of that from the pieces of chicken, and thighs are notorious for that. At this point, you're also looking for feathers, if there's any left on the chicken. And sometimes that deepest part from the feather, when they pulled it, it may be still left in the skin. So you may have to use a paring knife to maybe scrape it. And you can see the water now. It's awful murky, really murky. You can't even see the bottom of the bowl. So we're going to dump that water. And the second time, I'm just going to go in with the salt by itself. And that's really going to help us get that slime from under the skin and in between the crevices of the meat near the bone. It's going to act like a scour, like a soap would to skin, like that. It's going to help you pull that away. So that salt is helping me feel where more slime may be. You can see I'm rubbing it into the chicken, and right there I could feel that slime right there. So I was able to pull that off. And now I'm going to turn my faucet on to a slow stream. And now I'm going to start to rinse off each piece under the slow stream of water so I can get the undesirable part of the chicken. This is so gross. So I can get the undesirable part of the chicken away from the skin. Now, you guys that fry chicken or bake chicken, sometimes you say the skin is the best part. That's fine, long as we clean it really well up top and under, and the flesh of the meat. Clean it really well so that you can enjoy it when you do cook the chicken. So I'm just going through each piece and I'm rubbing it to make sure all of the slime that I don't want on the meat is gone. Sometimes when you're cleaning chicken, you can also use a paring knife to help you peel off any parts of the meat that you don't want. Like this little part right here on the thigh is some of that connective tissue. So I just use that to peel some of it off, and sometimes you end up taking a little bit of meat with it. I just chalk it up to the game and keep it pushing, but you know, just be careful when you're doing it. But you can use a paring knife to do any kind of other scraping or cleaning that you want to do to the pieces. Here I'm just taking the chicken through a couple of rinse cycles to make sure it feels clean enough to me and that I have all the slime removed. And you can see the water is getting clearer each time I do that. So I only did that 2 more times. This was the last one here that you see, and you can see the water is nice and clear. I'm just going to get that chicken out, and I'm just going to squeeze the excess water. And that's it. You know, you're ready to go ahead and cook it the way you want to. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, I buy organic. I don't have to do all this. Yes, you do. No matter how the chicken is labeled, whether it's organic, all natural, cage-free, whatever, still make some sort of attempt to clean it with a salt and an acid like a lemon juice or vinegar, just to get the initial, you know, film off of it. You still want to give it some attention. See how nice and clean the skin is, and the flesh is really nice. This chicken is ready to go. This process just looks longer than it actually takes. If you only have a whole chicken, 8 pieces, maybe 10 pieces, it's not going to take you that long. But it is well worth it. Next, when you're done cleaning your chicken, you do need to wash, rinse, and sanitize your entire work area. So we're going to start by making some hot soapy dish water with some bleach. That's my choice of disinfectant. You can use whatever you want. I'm going to clean out the bowl first because that's where the chicken was. Now I'm going to pour that out, and I'm going to start another batch of fresh soapy hot dish water with some more bleach. Like I said, use your choice of disinfectant. And I'm going to get me some hot water going so I can clean the top of my sink and faucets. For me personally, I like to start cleaning high and then move low. So first things first, I'm going to clean the faucet itself because I kept touching it, moving it back and forth. Remember, dip it back into the disinfectant and soap, and then I'm going to clean my handle. Dip it again, and then I'm going to clean the rim of the sink. So we're trying to push the germs down. So then I clean the inside of the sink and then give it a good rinse. I'm sure all of us have different versions of how to clean chicken and even how to clean up afterwards. But the most important thing is that you actually do it. So thank you so much for watching this video. Check out some of my other cooking videos. The links are in the description, and I'll see you guys next time.